If you want to ruin your statistics, do this.
How much money should your perfect guy make in a year?
I need him to make like 300K.
The probability that you're going to find true love is 0.021%.
Did you catch it?
The probability that you're going to find true love is 0.021%.
What have we witnessed here? We've witnessed an interviewer asking normal people on the streets how their ideal dating partner would look like. And based on that, they are calculating how many people in the US population have certain features. Then they say you have like a 0.1% chance of meeting such a person in the US population. While the math behind this is correct, the conclusion they draw is a little bit flawed. And I will show you what I mean by this. First, we have to consider that the dating market is one which is a very local construct. You do not want to date the whole US, you want to date locally in your own community. I think that makes sense. First is the locality aspect we have to consider in our base population. We are looking at the whole population of New York. We're keeping this example for now. Then we will see that if you say, I only want to date people who are younger than 35, 2/3 are not applicable. After that, then you have the earning component where you say people should earn more than $100,000 a year. If you are in a place like New York City, you will see that the assumption that people have to make more than 100K is not unreasonable in itself. If you look at the income chart in the US, the median income in New York City is like for a single person household is around $115,000, $120,000 a year. So to say that the person you want to date with has an income, a six-figure income, is not that unreasonable because every second person you meet earns probably more than that. We have a very good chance of meeting a person like this. You will see that I deconstructed the delusion right here. The method then that we used is called stratification. And stratification in a nutshell means that you have like a big base population and then you do several subdivisions to determine the likelihood of samples you can find. And if you look at the whole population in America, then you have like 50% male and 50% female. Not exactly, but if you go down from this, that's I call it strata, so that's the stratification strategy, then you can determine how many people really in the male category have certain criteria or don't have certain criteria. This in itself is a very common method in the statistics. What did he do exactly? So let's look at how the delusion calculators work. We look at all Americans, 360 million people. Then we look at male or female, so that's half of them gone. After that, you can do a subdivision, like how many people earn more than 100K or less than 100K. In the example of the video, it was 300K. And after that, you could have another criteria like height, different income. Maybe you have like obesity, having children, are married, and so on and so on. After several of these layers, then you have at the bottom like a critical number, like below 5%, then you are delusion, in a sense. And this in itself is very convincing. So where is the mistake? First, we have something called implicit implications. Every study you do or every sample you are analyzing has implicit implications of representation. If you have a criteria like income, the implicit implication, if you look at whole of America, is that everyone earns the same. It doesn't matter where you live. As far as I'm concerned, America is not a communist country, so the income in New York City and, for example, in Kansas are not the same. First is the implicit implication that the categories or the criteria are equally distributed in the whole US, which certainly is not true. The second implication is that there are no correlations between certain criteria. One of the easiest examples is that women earn less than men. Or another example is that income and the body mass index are in a sense correlated to each other. So people who have not that much money cannot afford healthy food. There are many correlations between those categories or between those criteria. Will twist the outcome of the stratification here. What we've established is right now that we have to apply representative comparison population to the right conclusion. Only because someone has real data on something doesn't mean that it is viable in a sense. Viable means that it has any base in the reality you live in. At the end note here, what does this mean for your thesis? If you're looking at data from anyone, in any study you will find, you have to look whether the assumptions they make sense for the thing you are working on. I have here the dating market, but there are certainly different examples where you should look at, are the assumptions correct? Is this viable? Is this a realistic scenario? Can I learn something from this? I hope I could show you how you can determine whether or not a sample is representative for your study. Check out our link below for tips and tricks on how to do statistics better for your thesis. Thanks a lot and goodbye.